What you want to do with those banelings is really get them up into the main, because there isn't a lot, as you can see, there's not a lot of drone saturation here at the natural. Most of those drones are up in the main, so if you can get a good portion of banelings up into the main, is going to be able to do a lot of damage. But here come the mutalisks to be able to pick off those banelings.
Picking off every baneling, it looks like. Oh, every baneling. One baneling blew up on the drones, but one baneling is not enough to kill a drone. You need two, so no damage inflicted, no permanent damage, that is, inflicted by the banelings.
Very good control.
Very sad day.
It looks like the Zerglings that came in with those banelings were also able to pick off another queen of SCSaampson's at the natural. He has lost 3 queens in this game already, so definitely a huge economic hit. But somehow both of them dead even in terms of harvesters. 31 harvesters for mikecookie and 30 for SCSaampson. So very interesting turnabout here.
And we do have 12 mutas on the field, but we also have 6 queens. 6 queens definitely would beat 12 mutas, especially with the amount of transfusions they have, because unless he has about 15, 20 creep tumors on the map, there is no way these queens are not stockpiling lots and lots of energy. So he should be able to do just fine against all these mutas, as well as 2 hydras just finished.
First couple hydras, definitely, yes, just coming out now, and the infestation pit just finishing. Also an infestor on the way for mikecookie. Going to try to deal with those mutas just a little bit more effectively. Going to try to fungal growth them, and then of course kill them with the hydra.
Picking up a spine crawler there with Sampson. Maybe he is planning on transitioning into a more ground-based army. He does have a baneling nest on the way, so he might be trying to bust the army down, make him overcompensate, thinking he's going to air, and then changing his tech, even though he does have 17 mutalisks, which is a considerable amount, getting really close to a critical mass where they're just unstoppable almost.
Definitely spending a lot of gas on those mutalisks, and both players still opting not to take a third base. Even SCSaampson even getting those flyer attacks level 1 from the Spire.
I think Sampson really needs to grab his third base. He definitely has the money, and with the muta advantage, he has mobility. mikecookie cannot really leave his base without possibly losing his whole mineral line. So he has a good contain on him, even though he's not present right outside his base. He should be expanding. Hopefully that's what this drone is going to do right now. Good job getting a third there by SCSaampson.
Yeah, definitely going to take that third right outside, right in the front. A bold move. Those mutas going to try to protect it by doing a little bit of harassment, just in case mikookie's army ever moves out. Those hydras, of course, very slow when they get off the creep, and the creep spread in this game has not been exceptional. Looks like mikecookie is going to poke forward just a little bit, spread some creep a little farther forward, maybe just see if he might just be looking to take his own third at this point. Not sure what he's thinking right now.
We do have several banelings morphing in for Sampson, as well as everyone's favorite upgrade, centrifugal hooks on the way. That'll be very good in combating the hydralisks, because the hydralisks are light units, and 3 banelings is enough to blow up a big ball of hydralisks. So he could do potentially lots of damage here with these banelings against the hydralisks if he might.
That is what mikecookie has, a big ball of hydralisks as they're moving forward. Now the banelings coming
Great fungal growth on the mutalisk, though, getting every single mutalisk in that fungal growth, and he is backing them away. That was a very good job by... Oh, but there's no anti-air.
Banelings able to take out a few mutalisks and a few roaches, but now this is just too many mutalisks for these 2 poor queens to deal with, and these 3 hydra are not going to be able to do a lot against them either. So definitely not a good time for mikecookie to be moving out.
It looks like mikecookie out of desperation, because he's going to lose every roach, and he knows it, is going to try and snipe this hatchery, but I do not think it's going to be enough due to all these mutalisks.
That is a lot of mutalisks.
24 mutalisks on the field right now, with 5 more on the way. That is just a huge ball of mutas. This is going to do terrible damage. And you can see in mikookie's base the amount of spore crawlers he has thrown everywhere in desperation to deter these mutalisks from coming and crushing his base.
Definitely getting a little bit of overlap in the coverage there on those spore crawlers. And now 4 infestors coming out, going to be able to do... doesn't look like they have the energy upgrade yet. Really would like to see that those pathogen glands evolve, just so that they can get... a fungal growth offer right as soon as they pop out. Going to be helpful in dealing with those mutas, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for mikecookie at this point, even with those 4 infestors.
No, if you get a good fungal growth off, he could get every muta. It's kind of like a baneling. It's a hit or miss thing against the mutas. He could fungal growth them all, and then the hydras outrange and could dominate them, but the mutas could also do the exact opposite and just go in and snipe all the infestors, and then it's game over. So it's very iffy what can happen from that.
Sampson coming in back to natural, doing just a little bit of harass evening out the drone count again. 42 harvesters for Cookie and 45 for SCSaampson. Now SCSaampson is starting to get his third saturated. Doesn't have a lot of drones there. Still building mainly units, morphing in a lot of banelings and a lot of mutas still coming in, and now also a +1 melee attack coming up from SCSaampson.
The ranged, the group spines, I'm pretty sure the upgrade is called, just finished for the Hydralisk as well, which gives them a 6 range. So now they double the Mutalisk range, which is can only be a helpful thing, because when the Mutalisks are only attacking at the front lines, the whole Hydralisk army will be able to attack at the same time. Even though he's a very, very low count Hydralisk, which is not good. I think he has too many roaches. The roaches are not going to be doing him a whole lot of good.
Definitely, as roaches lack the fortitude to shoot air units. They cannot
They do.
Have those high eyebrow ridges above their head prevent them from looking into the air and shooting air units. Looks like MikeCookie's going to be pushing out again.
Oh, beautiful fungal growth right there. Double fungal growth on that ball of mutas. It looks like he's going to be able to pick off every single muta from that ball, getting at least 16, 17 mutalisks right there, and them doing very minimal damage. Great job by MikeCookie right there.
And not even losing that many Hydra at all in that engagement. Looks like he has about as many Hydra as he started, but here come the Banelings and the Zerglings and the rest of the Mutalisks chasing down those Infestors. Not sure if that's where you wanted the Banelings to blow up, though.
7 queens, though. 7 queens, and half of them having 200 energy. He has so many transfuses, he might just be able to go tank the whole base with these queens right here. They have so many transfusions left, and they can just shoot these mutas all day. If he keeps his transfusions up, just keep that one queen alive forever. Oh, but a bunch of roaches flooding in, which might be the end of these queens right here. The queens are going to try and run, but as soon as they get off the creep, they're in for a rude awakening on how they cannot run away very well.
Definitely, all those roaches shooting at once definitely does look funny. And those queens trying to waddle away as fast as they can. Help me, I am not as good against ground units, the queens are saying to each other. And here comes the
Hydra's coming in to try and save them, but Hydras also, with no support, are very poor against roaches, so not the best unit composition for the... Oh, and the roaches coming in later when every Hydra is gone.
Oh, no. Unfortunate timing here on MikeCookie's part.
Yeah, MikeCookie's army was just killed in 3 consecutive waves of not goodness for him.
And now 17 more roaches coming in for SCSaampson, along with flyer attacks level 2 almost being completed. Those Mutalisks are up to 10 damage per hit, and of course, I believe the damage goes down by 2 for every bounce, but I'm not for sure about that.
Oh, I think you are correct. I think it goes down by 4 for the first bounce and then 2 for the second. I'm not positive, though. But somehow MikeCookie still has 5 queens after sacrificing 7. He still has 5 of them. So
quite impressive adding those queens into his army.
Yeah, I think his main strategy is amassing queens. I'm not positive, but I think I have a good guess with that.
Looking at his army size, is not a very formidable force. Looks like this one Zergling has managed to break down the back rocks of MikeCookie's natural, although it looks like now the roaches might be streaming in. Now that those rocks are down, they might be streaming into the back natural. No, it looks like they're going to be turning around to go back and protect that third base.
I think SCSaampson just has him in a perfect spot. Mike cannot expand without it just being instantly denied, and he's just in a really bad spot. 2 basing Zerg versus 3 basing Zerg. It's just not a good spot.
Definitely not, and now MikeCookie completely mined out in his main. Also, SCSaampson also mined out in his main, but has good saturation at his natural and good saturation at his third. So this game cannot continue for much longer as a 2 base Zerg versus a 1 base Zerg, as you said earlier, just not going to be that effective.
And here, all the roaches are slowly but surely eating away every single bit of MikeCookie's army. That's all he needed was the roaches. The mutas, I'm not even sure if they joined the fight yet. Yep, they're on their way.
The Mutalisks hanging out having a party back by the third base, not even really contributing to the collective.
Cookie is pulling all 40 of his drones. He does not want to lose this match. He wants to go up 3-0, but I just don't think he can do it. Those roaches, they're on the ramp now, and 2 drones at a time does not beat 12 roaches.
Looks like those roaches are going to try to get a nice concave at the bottom of this ramp, try to push those drones back away. A few roaches coming out for MikeCookie, but not nearly as many as SCSaampson. As SCSaampson now pulling back to his third, going to regroup and try to run in again and break MikeCookie's defenses once and for all.
We do have a Zergling run by into the natural of MikeCookie. The Zerglings are focusing down the spine crawler, which probably should have just went for the drones and ran past it, but because now the army's going to be here in time to clean it up. But good little run by, distract him. Hopefully he'll run up the front ramp now and take advantage of this position, but it looks like he's just trying to scare him.
Unfortunately, it looks like the rest of the main army from SCSaampson, again, chilling at that party, the disco rave down by the third base. But now, as you can see, there is little to no saturation at this second base for mikecookie, and almost completely mined out. A lot of those mineral patches looking very low, so the resource is definitely running out for mikecookie, and time as well running out for mikecookie. He is down by 100 food in comparison to his opponent at this point.
He is also down 30 roaches, and he has no anti-air apart from 3 queens compared to the 8 mutalisks that SCSaampson has. It would be a miracle if I could see mikecookie pull this game out, but I just don't think it's possible.
Definitely not. And now SCSaampson feeling free to take a 4th base over there on the left. Going to be able just to steamroll his opponent here in this attack. A few queens coming down, a few hydras, a few roaches. Looks like 1 hydra and a few roaches. Those queens just trying to waddle their way forward. Not really a lot of creep sped, even at this point in the game. But even that many queens, just enough to scare SCSaampson just a little bit. But that number of roaches is just going to be too much for mikecookie to handle, and this could be GG as his second is getting mined out entirely. All those queens are going to be going down.
And there's the GG by mikecookie. So this series is getting closer, 2-1, and mikecookie is still in the lead after that game. But SCSaampson came back really strong after going down 0-2.
Definitely very interesting game. A lot of interesting strategies coming out from these two wonderful high-level Platinum players. So without any further ado, let's head right over on into Game 4, Myers.